cool.
Welcome back to the trash fire that is the Real Stupid Review Show. So
Yeah,
I'm against
I
this.
could-
I'm
I
against
could
Yeah,
never
this.
can we
get
not
Ken's
do that?
memory.
I'm already confused.
I don't like
so
this.
bad.
But also,
Mad-Eyed Moody is Ken.
Like, is Bruges like supposed to be like an American equivalent of like them getting sent to like Reno instead of Vegas? Is that like the European equivalent of what happened?
It's hard to make an American analogy because America has no history or culture. So
How dare you? Have you been to Chuck E.
so
Cheese?
we
Well, I mean, just some context. When this movie came out originally, which I told you guys ahead of the podcast, I went and saw it, and it was like on a select theater on one screen in San Jose. But this film in Bruges, I feel like for as masterful as it is, for what I think like one of my favorite rewatchable films ever, it never really got much notice for any reason at all, and that's not fair. So I like to give it props whenever possible.
And that's enough.
truly a masterpiece. Honestly, one of the funniest and most enjoyable to watch movies. Full stop. Like it, the writing is incredible. All three of the lead actors are absolutely amazing. This is like Colin Farrell plays just such a lovable shitbag. Brendan Gleeson is just so endearing. Ray Fiennes is just a hateable asshole. Like such a great cast, perfectly directed. The writing.
Perfectly directed.
What?
Round one.
Eddie, what do you think about it?
Hey, no, finish your review, buddy. Come on.
Justify your being here, Eddie. Give us an analysis
we
of the
got more
film.
airtime. Go.
You look
For
like
now.
the Godfather right now with a chihuahua on your lap.
Like as you guys were saying, the performances of it very pleasant to watch. The writing and directing was interesting, and like a lot of the things that like came quote unquote full circle were. I mean, in my opinion, they were kind of cheesy, but they were very very much full circle.
I was pretty confused for the first 30 minutes, not gonna lie. I thought like I couldn't tell that it was a comedy, and then I realized it's British comedy, it's all super subtle. It's classy comedy, not just American fart jokes. So I was just like, okay,
Oh yeah,
on that. I thought
It's
the
not American
dialogue
fart jokes; it's British fat jokes.
Been to the top of the tower?
Yeah, it's rubbish.
It is. Guidebook says it's a must-see.
Well, you lot ain't going up there.
Pardon me? Why?
I mean, it's all windy stairs. I'm not being funny.
What exactly are you trying to say?
What exactly am I trying to say? These are a bunch of fucking elephants.
Why, you...
Come on, leave it, Fatty.
the dialogue was really good overall. Like, not a lot of moving shots, but just like the close-up dialogue shots I thought were really well framed and really well done. And then I liked the ending a lot. I thought the ending was fucking hilarious.
Confusing initially on what you think it is as to what it becomes at the very, very end. And it is funny, like a lot of you guys are saying, but it's also dark. It's like,
To be fair, it is marketed as black comedy, not comedy.
which I love.
Absolutely.
The best part about the film is that it's nothing revolutionary as far as like the directing, editing, the performances, but it's all top notch. It's like great ingredients, great dish.
Papa John's.
It's nothing like, it's not a turducken, maybe it's just a BLT, but it's a goddamn delicious BLT. Not sure where the food metaphor relates to anything, but I'm pretty hungry right
Honestly-
now, so that's what I'm going to use to equate it. So I loved it.
To kind of touch on what you and Matt had said about one of the reasons why it was harder to get into is because, and one of the things that I always tell people who were watching it for the first time, just sit through the first 30 minutes before you judge it. Because you hear all kinds of things. You hear that it doesn't make sense, that it doesn't sit well with people, that Colin Farrell is overacting. Like, there's all kinds of reasons why people can start off on the wrong foot with this movie because the context isn't there until you get the setup. And so for that, like, it is confusing. And from a filmmaking standpoint, that's an opportunity for them to have totally done it better in a way where it can ease people into it in a way more friendly way. But from a filmmaker's perspective, I love that you don't see it until afterwards, because then when you rewatch the movie, you can soak that stuff in.
A lot
so
of
much more.
payoff. Yeah.
I think that the fact that they drop you in and all you know is something happened at a job and they're there and they slowly roll it out. You get to tune into the characters and you get to tune into what they're doing emotionally, and you get some like humor while they're like riffing off each other, and you get to kind of experience Bruges with them, if you will. But you get to kind of be with them for a little bit before you get all of the baggage.
What's up there?
The view.
The view of what? The view down here? I can see that from down here.
Ray, you're about the worst tourist in the whole world.
Ken, I grew up in Dublin. I love Dublin. If I'd grown up on a farm and was retarded, Bruges might impress me, but I didn't, so it doesn't.
Oh, no, 100% agree with you. I love the fact that like we get essentially like a virtual tour of Bruges just in this entire movie. Like, and then Mike pointed out while we were watching it during the shootout scene, like they spent all this careful, meticulous time showing you like the nice and like touristy attractions of Bruges when like the entire film is going on, and then the fast-paced stuff happens, and you see like literally the rest of it, and like they tie in the rest of Bruges.
There was a lot of symbolism and mention of religion, especially going to the church, going to the art museum, and they had the painting of Judgment Day. Did you guys extract anything from those images throughout the film, or do you think that was just kind of there? For
that's
filler?
opening Pandora's box for me.
I want to hear.
So the entire film, and I told Eddie this last night, is purgatory.
Like even Ken said, like, I know I'm awake, but it feels like I'm in a dream.
Yes,
and then he winds up in a
exactly.
dream sequence in the end.
But they have like this weird credo, and there's this like there's this overarching like just sense of like religious symbolism and religious guilt for just the things that you have to do when you are in that line of work, when you are a hitman, when you are selling drugs to people on a movie set and all that stuff. Like, none of these people are good people, but we understand that, and we get that pretty much from the get-go, and it helps you kind of like take away from like, okay, like this person's eventually gonna like do something good.
Super good, or the most good. It's all good. 5 out of 5.
Real masterpiece. 5 out of 5.
Very, very enjoyable. Definitely does require more watches to fully have drunken the Kool-Aid of the movie. 4 out of 5. Or actually, 4.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with like a solid 4.5. I felt the filmmakers were a little pretentious at points, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
They were for sure.
Again, going back to like what I said over with Hell or High Water, it's perfect runtime, no ounce of fat. It's like you're in and out. Everything that's in there is essential to the overall story, and there's nothing that I would subtract or add to the film overall. So for me, I don't know why I don't want to give it a 5, but I have no justification not to. So I'm with the two of you guys. It's a 5 for me. Now that we're all wrapped up, the next mandate is going to be on Matt. And I think that we ended up on Defiance, right? Can you give us a reason why that was one of your choice, Matt?
I think I saw that movie in high school the first time, and I just thought it was crazy good. There's not much going on as to why.
Was that the one that was 3 hours?
Yeah, it's long. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
We'll
Look forward to
it later.
Next week where we watch Defiance, and it's Matt's mandate, and we'll be seeing you real soon.